Okay, my mother language is Germany, but I try my best in English. As a young man, I listened much to the records of Bob Dylan, and that is a reason for me to learn much about English, more than in school. Okay, so this, okay. I'm a farmer, biodynamic farmer since 20 years in North Germany, near the Baltic Sea, and I'm also a so-called Solar-V farmer. Also Solar-V stands for Solidarische Landwirtschaft, and that means in English community-supported agriculture. I make it since 10 years now, and in the last years, I show you some pictures. It's more farms want to make this methods and try this, and so I get more and more an advisor as for other farms. Okay. The first farm in Germany started in the 80 years. It was called, since today, the Buschberghof. In the 80s, they start with community-supported agriculture. The farm is older, yeah. The farm starts biodynamic in the 50s. It's an old farm. But in the 80s, they start with community-supported agriculture. And the man who started up was Trauger Groh. He was from Germany, but then he go to America. It's a funny history of him. Maybe you have listened from him or read from him. But for me it was funny. I come also from North Germany, and I remember so much farm meetings in the biodynamic context, and all the farmers ask the farmer from Buschberghof, do you make your funny things since today? Did you really think it will work? He was the only farmer. Carsten Hildebrand, his name. And I think, yeah, okay, they make it, it's okay, but I don't think much about that. But the problems for so many farms from the 80s are going more up after the millennium. And the next one came also from North Germany. It was Matthias from Mirbach. He ran a big farm. He has today more than 200 hectares, and he give his food to more than 1,600 people in Hamburg. And he was the second farmer. And then came also Gärtnerhof Entrop. It was in the west part of Germany. And then came we, because Matthias is a friend of mine, and one day he told me, Klaus, start with your own CSA. And I think, oh wow, I should make CSA. I listened to Trauger Groh and read from him, and then I decide, okay, because on our farm we have cows, milk cows, and we have all the problems that much people have. The price is not good enough for milk, for vegetables, for grain. And so, yes, in 2007 we decide, let's try it. And we was in the first research called Make CSA, and also this network, Solidarische Landwirtschaft, was starting a little bit at the same time. But it was really 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 farms. It was a very little beginning. And then, I think it was 2010, I was much working on my own farm, so I don't look over my own view far away. But I listen, okay, more and more try to start it. And now, in this year, we are more than 100 farms in Germany who run Solar-V, and more than 100 are starting to plan, to start in the next time. And I think there are maybe 102 who are not in the network. And for me, it's really like, okay, an idea, go over in long term, just thinking by some people, and now it's go up. And I like it very much. We have some principles. It's on our website. You can see all principles. I just have some of them here. For me, it's an important thing. A farmer should become the right price. And often the farmers say, oh, I don't have enough money. Okay, but this farmer should say what money he needs. I think it's so important, and it's one of the basic things in Solavi, that we look on a farm, hey, what is actually the right price? Because the right price for milk and grain and vegetables are different on every farm. It depends who big is the farm, who small the farm, where is the farm, and so much things. So we don't have a Solavi standard price for whole Germany. We have really the right price for every farm. That takes work. You should look in the computer and make some things there, but it is really important. And on the other side, we look how much people can actually this farm really versorgen.
Supply.
Huh?
Supply.
Supply, thanks. Because, yeah, that's also important that you don't think you can produce for too much people. Some people think that in Germany and produce from 1 hectare much of vegetables, but they don't think about crop rotation. It's just make vegetables, and that don't work for many years. But if you have both together, how much people the farm can supply, thanks, and how much money the farmer needs, and if you decide both, then you have what we call an Ernteanteil, the cost that one people in 1 year give to the farm, and then it works. Okay. If you want to make it successful, you need this transparent price. You need also that the farmer are on meetings really stand up and say, I need for my vegetables 80 euros, just for an example. And here are my way why I need 80 euros. And I see on so many meetings that where I visit as an advisor, that the people understand it. If people really see, okay, there is a farmer, and I have never think about how much cost seeds and how much cost the tractor, and oh God, you have to go in some other things. And if people really see what farming actually costs, then they say, okay, then I will take my part and it work. The right form of the organization is really important. It's in every European land different, but we have at least 10 different organization forms, and we have all 10 in different Solavis. So Solavi run with every form of organization, but it needs the right for this actually farm. And communication. We have 1% of people who are working in agriculture. After the Second World War, it was 30%. I think it's the same in France and maybe in Switzerland also. So the people don't know about agriculture. And 10 years ago, I think the people have to understand agriculture. You see it if you're looking on the pasture out of the farm. But I understand, no. Most people don't much about agriculture, and that needs communication, and that communication needs time. And a Solavi farmer who don't want to communicate with the people, it's really difficult. So this is important. We have some difficulties. The prices for land are going up. In the last 5 years, it is really, you can say, terrible. The prices for land, if you want to buy as a farmer, is so high that you can't actually buy land as a farmer and try to pay the land by vegetables or wheat. We need also more young people who want to start agriculture. We have much more farms where the farmer is old and stopped his farm in the next 10 years maybe or no. And we don't have enough people, young, who want to start these farms. And the main problem for me is that we have young people, but they don't want to have the farms right now. They want to change farm. They want to go maybe not so big, not so much capital on the farm, and driving in another way. And this is a big problem, I think. And the Solidarity is more easier to bring out new in an urban district as in a rural district. That's a real problem. I show you my best practice. It was the first conventional farm that run Solidarity now in Germany, because Solidarity is not for the biological farming as only. It works also on a conventional farm, and this is a little farm. They produce meat and vegetables, and they asked me, Klaus, can we make a CSA concept in Germany here? And this in Gelsenkirchen, so-called Ruhrpott. It's in West Germany. It's a real one of the biggest centers of urban districts in Germany. And I say, let's try it. And they start in September last year to think about that, and we sit together and find out the right price. And they are farmers by heart. They love his animals, and he say, I don't want to be an organic farmer because I want to be free completely. I don't want to think on everything. I want to be free, so I go on and be a conventional farmer. For an example, he makes hay in the center of a city, where actually in the park where the dogs are making, you know, I don't know the English word. And there he makes hay, and the Bürgermeister, the mayor is happy that he makes hay there, because so he don't need money to mow his grass. And you can't make this in an organic way, because this pasture is not an organic pasture. It's just a conventional pasture. But it's regional, absolutely. So there was in January, we make a meeting, and we think 20 people came to this meeting and are interested in Solidarity, and they come 300. So they decide, okay, we don't have place on our farm for 300 people, so we make a party, yeah, really. we make a party with 300 people, and in 1 hour there are 100 people to say, okay, I make a contract with you, please make for me vegetables or meat in 1 hour. So it was really happy to see for me, but I think it's really just go on in an urban district, not in a rural district. It was so fast, and the people are so happy now. It runs now for the first month, and it's really a good start for this farm. Okay, Bettina asked me to show also some other things of social economy, and halt, what's that? Hey, yeah. I see two other aspects of Solidarökonomie. It's the first called crowdfunding. Maybe you know it. I have made it by myself. I'm a farmer who work with horses, and I think it's a good idea to make open source tillage for horses. So I develop a tillage machine for horses, and you can see it now in the internet, and you can download how to build it and make it by your own. And for that, I need 7,000 euros, and I ask via crowdfunding in the internet, are there people who give me 7,000 euros so I can make my open source project as a gift to the whole world who wants to work with horses? And they gave it me, and so it works. So if you have a good idea for the farm, you can try crowdfunding. There are some farms in America also in Germany, in Freiburg, the Garten Co-op makes also a crowdfunding project about, was heißt Fahrradanhänger?
Bicycle trailers.
Bicycle trailers, yeah. So that is crowdfunding. And the others we called in German Genussrecht. I don't know what it's actually called really in English. It means that you can give money to a farm, for example, 1,000 euros, and the zins, what's that? Interest. The interest came from the farm not as money, as in food. So you gave, for example, you say, okay, you gave me 1,000 euro for 5 years for loan, and I give you every year 1 kilo of my cheese, no money. And it works very well because much people want to have money in agriculture and in organic agriculture. And I know farms that build a new dairy building on his farm just by Genussrecht. If you need more information, you can ask me, of course, but there are some addresses. This Solavi is from Germany. It's our network. Genussgemeinschaft is what I call now about Genussrechte. Lindenhof is this conventional farm. And yeah, thanks a lot that you listened to me. Okay, one question.
It's more a statement. You described the principles of CSA, and the most important principle, or I understand it like this, was that the farmer gets a fair price.
Yeah.
And I agree with you that this is very important. But another important thing, and often I have the feeling that we use this idea is not only the solidarity between the community and the farmer, it's the solidarity in the community as well. Because for me, and I know it from a lot of other young people, we don't want to, so another people who start farms, we don't want to produce only food for people who have high income. So I don't know the word in English, it's like elite. And often when you produce organic food, you only sell it to people who have a lot of money. And community-supported agriculture makes it possible that people with less money has the possibility to buy good, healthy, produced food. And I think it's very important that we don't lose this idea. That's all I want to say.
Yep, thanks a lot. The principles I show you are just examples. There are more principles on our website. And what you say, I will just answer directly. It is completely right. If a farm, for example, need for 1 year 60,000 euros, then it is not important that from, for example, 100 people came the same price. If some people are able to give more money and some to give less money, it's okay. And that's the solitary principle you mean. It's just important that the farm at the end gets the whole 60,000 euro. It's not important from where they're actually coming. Okay, thank you very much.
Good. And we will